right, good morning, everybody. I'm Andrew Kramer, the Public Information Officer in the great city of Atlantic City. I want to officially welcome everybody to the new and improved Lloyd Stadium, which has just gone through a series of renovations, and we are here today to officially reopen this facility. We do have a full lineup of speakers this morning who are going to talk a little bit about the history of this venue as well as all these incredible changes that were made. But leading off for us this morning is the mayor of the great city of Atlantic City, Marty Small Sr.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And it's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City. Can we say great day? Yes, great day. And it's also yet another historic day under the small administration as we reopen the much newly improved and renovated Lloyd Stadium. Let's give that a round of applause. Listen, as I often say that the youth and seniors are our two most precious resources, and this administration continuously puts its money where its mouth is. I wanted to have the vision since November 8th of 2019. Why is that important? I became mayor October 3rd, 2019, and the state of New Jersey came down. We had a former state monitor named Tom Shanahan, and then Melanie Walter was the commissioner of DCA. She was over Atlantic City as local government services. And we spent 4 hours riding around the city, talking about different projects, what I wanted to accomplish, what needs to be fixed. And we parked right in front of Reverend Day's house, which is literally straight center field behind us. And I said, I have a vision to turn this stadium to not just a baseball stadium, but a multi-sport stadium, you know, for the people of Atlantic City. That was almost 6 years ago. That just shows that we never give up. When we have a plan and a vision, we stick to it and we make it happen. And when we tell you something is going to happen, it happens because the small administration says what it means and means what it says. So how did we get here? We had funding from American Rescue Plan. This project is over $5 million. We put over $4 million of American Rescue Plan funding in, so that way it didn't cost the taxpayers anything, but the youth and adults would benefit from this facility. I had the honor of playing Babe Ruth baseball here, high school baseball here, and as well as the adult softball league, which our recreation department has brought back in a big way. And this will be the new home of that adult softball league. Rest his soul, the late great Art Dorrington spent many years home, the yellow house over there, of running the adult softball league for the city of Atlantic City. And I'm glad that our recreation department is carrying the torch, and we're going to have a great time out here this summer. But we didn't get here by ourselves. And I said on the radio this morning that I know my staff is happy that this is another box that we checked off, that every morning for the past years on Monday, I'm asking for Lloyd updates. Is that right? Y'all happy about that? Okay. So, this is a great day. We couldn't be more proud. We can't wait to show you. You see what's on the exterior. If you believe how it looked before, you can't believe what you see when you take the tour immediately after the ribbon cutting. So, to the engineer staff who put this plan together, working with the contractors, the architect, Saj, the engineering from Ponzio, Atlantic City's very own. We keep our money in Atlantic City. Weatherby Construction, who oversaw this project and many others throughout the great city of Atlantic City. From the chief of staff, who had a part of this vision, as well as the business administrator, the CFO, our attorneys, and more. But I do want to give kudos to the IT department. This wonderful sound that you were hearing now, didn't exist. Within a matter of a week, they saved the great city of Atlantic City over $160,000 by installing the PA system themselves, as well as the security cameras and the stadium and around the perimeter. Let's give them a round of applause. And I really hope that I didn't forget anyone, but more importantly, this is a gift to the community to use. We are also going to have outside organizations using this, such as the Board of Education. I want to give kudos to my wife, Superintendent Dr. LaQuetta Small. And we also have Coach Bean, who you will hear from later, because we want everyone to come out on Thursday. Because the first game in the history of the new Pop Lloyd Stadium will be the Oak Crest Falcons versus the Mighty Vikings of Atlantic City High School here Thursday night under the lights at 7 p.m. So we want everybody to come out to support. Again, this is truly a great day here in the city of Atlantic City. Another promise made, another promise kept. One more time. Can we say great day?
So, ladies and gentlemen, so at this time we're going to introduce our business administrator, who's never short for words.
I'll be short today. First, thank you all for coming out. I was sitting here as I pulled up to the park. I hadn't had the opportunity to come out and look as it's been progressing, but wow, this is a beautiful field. The mayor sets the vision. It's my job to make sure that vision comes true. And what he didn't tell you is how many times I walked out of this office shaking my head saying, can't do that, nope, nope, nope. I didn't like the blue on red, but Mayor, it's popping. My remarks are going to be very short, and I just want to get this message to the community. We spent a lot of money, time, energy, and effort to bring this to the community. Please, please, it is your asset. Make sure we safeguard it, okay? Let's make sure the netting is not cut. Let's make sure people aren't driving on the field. Let's take care of this. So, what's that? Okay, so let's do our best to move this field forward. We do have a lot of events planned for the field. I've been working with Director Barnes on that. But I do want to point out one thing. When we talk about Pop Lloyd and renovating Pop Lloyd, there was one voice that was heard above all, and that's our Director of Planning and Development, Jock Howard. Jock made sure that it kept the flavor of what it was in the past. And he made sure that we kept the integrity of what Pop Lloyd looked like, what it felt like. So I think Director Howard deserves a round of applause. This is part of his vision as well. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Chief of Staff.
All right, now we're going to introduce our City Director of Planning and Development, Jock Howard.
Thank you so much, B.A. I'm extremely grateful. This park and this field was inaugurated in 1949. It was a fantastic day. The history and the ghosts, I think, that populated this field are probably still with us. But most importantly, I want to let you know that it takes a village to execute the vision that the mayor has charged us with. And that village is those that you see behind us. It takes that level of competence, that level of commitment, that level of tenacity, and of course, it requires the passion that's needed. So planning and development essentially took that vision and said, okay, what can we do with this particular stadium? As the mayor indicated, it was crumbling. Even though it had renovations in the 90s, it deteriorated further to the point where it was no longer useful. So we decided to take a look at it, and our first task was to either obtain some historic designation for it, but we couldn't because the Negro League never officially played here. So we sought the commemoration of the field, in other words, a commemorative status by virtue of the fact that Pop Lloyd was a very famous player, and so therefore we could ascribe some considerable significance to the field. So that's what we're in the process of doing. Having said that, I think that the next step was to be able to preserve the field itself, to preserve the stadium. So we did the study to see if we could preserve the stadium, and we were able to do so. And there were several other studies that took place. And once all that was secured, we developed the specs and specifications for the improvement of the field and the stadium itself. And once that was done, it was published, and then I handed over to our engineering director, Uso, who took the plans and executed the same. So thank you so very much.
So ladies and gentlemen, let me just say one thing about this gentleman before he comes. Nobody's got more phone calls, whether it was from the mayor or the staff, than Uzo. We wanted it done quickly and on time as possible, and Uzo was getting calls all day and night. I'm sure he is glad this project is just about complete. There's some other stuff he wants to do, but we thank God for our city engineer, Uzo.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Uzo Aherakwe, and my pleasure to be here with everyone here. Welcome to Atlantic City. I'm sure most of you who are counting are still counting on the number of projects we've opened. I mean, a few weeks ago it was the bridge. Before that, another bridge. We have Baltic Avenue going on, and now we're here. This is one of those quality of life projects the mayor had initiated when we first met, and he gave us his vision, and that vision is what you see here. I don't need to go point by point what we did. You can just walk around and see what we did. So I'm going to be very short. Again, there are a lot of folks who made this project possible. The contractor, Weatherby, they're here. It was great working with them. The consultants, Arthur Ponzio, they're also here. Without them, this would not have been a reality. And again, I think the mayor did mention one of my silent partners very well, the city IT department. A lot of these things would not have been done without them. They work in the background very quietly, and that's just the best way to work. So again, enjoy the field and welcome to Atlantic City.
Thank you, Uzo. Next will be our Director of Health and Human Services, Mr. Barnes, in his department. Is any? Whoa, you got a little.
Good morning. We want to thank everybody for coming out to the new renovated Pop Lloyd Stadium. This is our recreation team that's standing right behind me. We will be doing a lot of activities, a lot of programs going on here at the park. One thing that the BA stated earlier, this is our park. We want to make sure that we maintain our park. We want to make sure we take care of our park. We want to make sure that the way we see it now is the way it stays. Atlantic City, we have to make sure we take care of our own. So residents, kids, all ages, please make sure that we take care of our park. Also, we want to give a big shout out to our Public Works Department as well, who has helped us tremendously with putting the signage up and making sure that this park is clean and maintained. So next, to talk about the programs that will be going on here at Pop Lloyd Stadium is our Director of Recreation, Michael Griffin.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, I'm not the mayor, so I won't say great day, but it is a great day. We are so excited to open up this facility that it just gives me goosebumps. I'm just a kid from back Maryland that rode my bike past here to go to Dolphins Field for Dolphins practice. And we would stop past here every night to watch the Casino League softball. So from in high school, playing on this field, being a back catcher, catcher Mayor Small, who was an excellent pitcher, probably a better baseball player than he was a basketball player. But that's for another conversation. But just a kid from back Maryland that rode past this field, and now I will be overseeing this field. It's truly full circle moment for me. So I'm definitely honored. I thank the mayor, B.A. Swan. Shout out to Public Works, shout out to IT. And we're going to try to make this field something that it doesn't exist in South Jersey. We will be playing flag football here starting next week. We have baseball tournaments. My phone has been ringing off the hook ever since the mayor put that out there that we open for business. So thank you, Mayor. But thanks everybody for coming out, and it is a great day. I'm back here with my assistant director, Eric Rembert, Brianna Rios, Noonie Quick, and I believe I saw one of my special employees, Krista Jackson here. So recreation, we're just trying to put out some good programs and different things for the kids, not just basketball and football. We have crew program coming up, and adult softball will be starting the first week of June. So thank you.
Well, I think he about summed everything up for me, huh? But I want to say thank you to Mayor Small. It's truly a great day. Now we have a perfect facility to start baseball again here in Atlantic City. It's kind of been obsolete for a while. So my job is to essentially bring that back. So with this great facility, please be on the lookout for baseball clinics, baseball programs, baseball tournaments with outside teams coming in. That would definitely help what I'm hoping for to spark the interest in the community. If they see kids their age playing it, it might give them the idea to say, hey, look, I can play this as well. So again, we'll need the support of the community to get everybody out here. And again, it's definitely a great day here in the city of Atlantic City. Again, we have Noonie Quick back here and Brianna Rios. They are big parts of the program. Mayor Small also mentioned that we are continuing the softball league, which is a great softball league, which is run by Noonie Quick, and I'll let her say a few words about the softball league. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to say that I hope to see all of you here starting June 4th when we start the adult softball league. This will be the 3rd annual, and it just keeps getting bigger as time goes on. So I just want to say thank you to Mayor Small and everyone who had anything to do with opening this back up so we can bring the baseball back in town instead of us being in Chelsea Heights. But again, June 4th, I hope to see you all out and spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Recreation. At this time, we're going to ask Mr. Ron Jordan if he would come at this particular time, who's had a lot of history, and he's going to make a great announcement.
Thank you. You know, this is a day I look forward to for a long, long time, to see Pop Lloyd Stadium refurbished and open again. I've lived in Atlantic City all my life. In the mid-40s, I went to Indiana Avenue School. And one of the first persons I met at Indiana Avenue School was a janitor, and his name was Pop Lloyd. At the time, it was just another old man that I'll see around town. But as time went on, I began to realize everything that he had contributed to this baseball. I remember an article by Atlantic City press writer by the name of Whitey Brewer. And they said, hey Whitey, who's the best ball player you've ever seen? He said, if you're talking about big leagues, it was Ty Cobb. He said, but the best ball player I've ever seen was John Henry Poplar. And that was some tribute. I had the occasion to go to Cooperstown, and there it was, John Henry Poplar's name in the Hall of Fame. So it's been a real pleasure being here today and remembering John Henry Poplar. But I brought a friend of mine with me. Over the years, you know, you meet a lot of people. And I guess it started when I worked at the Surf. I was an usher. And I met this guy. And we talked, and we've been good friends ever since. And he's here today. And I'd like to introduce him to you. His name is Pedro Sierra. He played in the Negro Leagues, and he's one of the few people that are still around today from those days, from playing in the Negro Leagues. So I'd like to present to you right now my good friend, Pedro Sierra.
Thank you very much. Like Ronnie said, my name is Pedro Sierra, former Negro League player. I played with the Indianapolis Clowns in 1954, and then from 55 to 58, Detroit Star. One thing that is very impressive, very important to me, being here, even though I never got to meet Pop Lloyd, but I got to meet one of his buddies that played in Cuba. Pop Lloyd played in Cuba, was where I'm from originally, and it's very impacting to me. I'm very thankful, above all, not only to Jackie Robinson, but all the guys that came before me that opened the door for us young guys who have the desire to become professional baseball players, especially those of us who are black in Latin America. Okay, so it is very thankful to be here, and it's just a great thing that is happening in Atlantic City. I've been living in the area for quite a few years now. Okay, and to the young people that might be in the crowd, if you have the intention or the idea to become an athlete, my advice, get an education first, okay? And don't forget where you came from. Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you again. Once again, a legend comes right back out and support what we're doing in our community. At this time, we're going to ask for the representatives of Weatherby and Ponziel Associates that they would come at this particular time.
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Barnhart. I'm from the firm of Arthur Ponzio Company. We were fortunate enough to be part of the design team to help redevelop this facility. It was an extremely special project for our firm, having been a firm that's been in the city for over 75 years, to be able to assist in the redevelopment of such a landmark parcel. Our team consisted of a bunch of other local firms, including WATG Sosh Architects, IMEG Engineers, EDSA Landscape Design Consultants. So we're hopeful that everybody enjoys the facility for many, many years to come. We thank the mayor, his staff, the planning department, the engineering department. It's been a pleasure to work with everybody involved, and it's been an extremely collaborative effort, and we thank you very much.
Good morning, my name is Jim Simpkins. I was the project manager for Weatherby Construction for the project. When we first got it here, as John said, this was a very challenging project for us, but we're thrilled to be part of it, being an Atlantic City contractor ourselves. We're doing several projects around the city, and this is one that was really special to us. It's been a great team to work with. We've got to really thank the mayor, I thank Uzo and his team. They've all been great to work with, and it's just really hope you guys enjoy the facility, and we've put a lot of love into it, so thank you.
Thank you so very much. At this time, we're going to introduce our council president, Randall Sporty. Randall, Randy Sporty, whatever y'all want to call him, but he's sporty.
Good morning, everyone. I am so honored to be here. I'm not going to steal the mayor's word. I could think of one word about the stadium. Awesome. I think it's awesome. It's a great job. I'd like to thank the administration and everybody that was involved, all the engineers, everybody back here. But I'm going to be real short, and I'm going to tell you 4 things that I do know. One is I met Pop Lloyd at New Jersey Avenue School, and I was really excited about meeting him. I was a little kid, and I'll never forget that. 2 is Nat Parker is the only man that I know that hit a baseball out of the stadium, completely out of the stadium. I'll never forget that. And coming over here all my life, I would come around here. I never played baseball in here. You know, we just kick it around, but I would always come over and watch games and to see the renovations and how the stadium looks in our neighborhood and in our city. Yes, we are open for business,
But when you come to our city, respect our stadium, respect our city. I'm glad to be here today. I got my colleague with me, Stephanie Marshall, Councilwoman at Large. We do everything together because we got a hog back there, but we ain't gonna say nothing.
I just want to say another project finished and another ribbon cutting.
So ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're trying to wrap it up real quick. Here's a guy who's never been shot to a microphone or camera in his life. He just happened to be the 3rd Ward councilman, and he'll tell you every time, it just happened to be in the 3rd Ward in which he represents. Ladies and gentlemen, Kaleem Shabazz, 3rd Ward councilman.
Thank you, Commissioner. Let me say to the administration and the council and the administration of Mayor Small, this is an example of how government can work and should work and does work in Atlantic City. Everyone working harmoniously to make this project happen. But there's an example of how government shouldn't work that we should be aware of. In Washington, there's a government leader who's trying to erase Black history. If he had his way, we wouldn't be here today. If he could, he would strip the funds from Pop Lloyd, because he's done that in the Department of Defense. He's trying to rebate the African American History Museum and strip out artifacts from there. Councilman Shabazz, why are you saying this? Because John Henry Pop Lloyd is a part of American history. He happens to be an African American. If there wasn't segregation and discrimination during his time, he would have been a major league star. But there was. What's my point? This is just not a baseball field. This is a part of history. And it is our solemn duty as residents of Atlantic City to make sure people know the story of John Henry Pop Lloyd and the story of history as it really happened in our country, because there is an organized, determined movement to strip our history from America, to whitenize American history, to not tell the truth about American history, and we can't do that. Mayor Small is standing tall as a monument to make sure that everyone is heard, that everyone is seen, that everyone is counted. That's what we're doing here today. Thank you, Mayor Small, for your leadership. Thank you, Mayor Small, for your vision. Thank you, Mayor Small, for standing up for the truth and fighting against those elements who will try to make this country go back to where we have come from. We haven't gone far enough, but we can't go back. We can't go back. We can't go back. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if he stayed up all night to make sure it was correct, but it was so good, it right on time. At this time, we're going to introduce former councilman, former mayor, William Speedy Marsh, who just happened to have been the councilman of the 4th Ward, but he still lives down the street. He doesn't miss an opportunity, and he lets you know when stuff is not right in the community. He lets you know every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilman Speedy Marsh.
Good morning. My words are going to be very brief. You know, we have a mayor that everyone knows. We have a mayor that the only reason he has a bodyguard is because it's mandated. He can go anywhere in this city and everybody knows it. We have a mayor who's not afraid to make sure that Atlantic City residents work. They have benefits, they have pensions and things like that. But in doing all of that, he never forgets about this community. And as a resident of Atlantic City, living in this neighborhood, I'm so proud of the mayor and his administration to not forget about the things that are important to the residents of Atlantic City, and this is one of the most important things to do. He said that he was going to take care of the bridge. He did that. First bridge and second bridge. We stood out here when they did the groundbreaking for this remodel version of Pop Lloyd. I'm just so proud of the mayor, the business administrator. I'm just so proud of all the people who took the time out to make sure they hear our concerns, our needs, and make sure it's done. That's what Mayor Smalls means to me. And I just told him to be cautious today, because there was a mayor in Pleasantville who threw the first pitch out about 5 years ago. Mayor, whatever you do, just don't fall off the mound. Just be cautious. If you have to throw it underhand, whatever you do, don't fall off the mound. I'm just proud of the mayor, I'm proud of the residents of Atlantic City, and I'm proud that I had the opportunity to serve and see all this come to fruition. It is indeed a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman. A gentleman that I had the opportunity to work under for many years in the city administration, under the Langford administration, and then wound up being my immediate supervisor, Mr. Wilbert Banks, who's no stranger to none of us in this community and has done a lot in this community for the children. And when you talk about the Battle of the Bay, you're looking at Mr. Battle by the Bay himself, Mr. Wilbert Banks.
Thank you, Mr. Corsi. As he said, Banks, I'll give it 3 B's. I'll be brief, hopefully I'm brilliant, and I will be gone. But this is truly a field of dreams. Talking to Mayor Small some time ago, he said, Banks, if we build it, they will come. And as the gentleman mentioned earlier, you don't forget where you come from. And Mayor Small has not done that. He remembered where he comes from. And it mentions also in the Bible, build up a child, he will not depart. With this gentleman, he has not departed his roots. Baseball, those of you who played Little League and the whole bit, knows this is his roots. He missed his calling. So again, Marty, and to this whole small administration, all I can say is, you've done it again. And thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much. We're wrapping up, we're coming down to the last speaker, well, next to the last speaker. At this time, we're going to introduce Coach Bean from Atlantic City High School. Strike, stand by. Ladies